Sheldon to the stand. Chris Samuel for the state. MC. Good afternoon.
Hi.
Please introduce yourself to the members of the jury. Spell your last name for the record.
My name is Rory Shelton, S-H-E-L-T-O-N.
Ms. Sheldon, what do you do for a living?
Well, I tried the whole college thing for a while. I started out at the University of Maryland University College online, and I tried to get a PhD in entertainment sciences, but apparently that's not really a thing. So 8 years and $145,000 later, here I am in Rock the World.
I want to jump right into it, Ms. Sheldon. Why are you here today?
Well, I was at Rock the World during the summer of 2012 when the whole Cameron Poole and Whit Bowman thing went down.
Well, before we get into that, when was the first time you met Whit Bowman and Cameron Poole?
Well, I knew the both of them previously before because they often they were coworkers of mine at a party 2 years ago.
Now, do you see the Whit Bowman inside this courtroom today?
Yes, I do. She's sitting right over there.
Can you please describe her better so that you, as members of the jury, know that you're familiar with Whit Bowman?
She's sitting right over there.
Madam, let the record reflect that this witness has correctly identified the defendant, Whit Bowman.
Okay, so.
To your knowledge, when did Whit Bowman start working at Rock the World?
That would have to be right around the time I started working there. She shortly started working there as well right after I did. And it was nice seeing Whit by herself because Cameron Poole just seemed really shady to me, and unfortunately they didn't last for long.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I mean that Whit and Cameron always seem to be hanging out together, and I just think I catch always call bad vibes from Cameron's actions.
Now, in the summer of 2012, to your knowledge, where was Whit Bowman working at?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
In the summer of 2012, to your knowledge, where was Whit Bowman working at?
Whit Bowman was working at Rock the World.
And what job did she hold specifically?
She was the ride operator.
Now, where was Cameron Poole working in this year as well?
Cameron Poole took the ticket booth where he distributed wristbands.
Now, what was it like working with the two of them over the summer?
I didn't really talk to them that much. I mean, from time to time I would pass them, but we just kind of went our separate ways.
Did you notice anything strange occurring in the year 2012?
Yes, I did. I was at work, well, of course I'm the mascot, so I had to take pictures and stuff with all the customers that come into the park. So while I was there, I noticed that a bunch of customers had these wristbands that we always pass out. These wristbands seemed very different. They were flimsier, colors changed on them, and they didn't have the ID code on them as the other ones did.
What did you do when you first began to notice that some of the bracelets weren't looking the same?
Well, first when I noticed it, I figured that I had to figure out what was going on, so I decided to come invisible, and I used my mascot costume to spy on.
What exactly did you mean by being invisible, Ms. Sheldon?
Well, I mean that people often forget that I'm the mascot. Like even when I'm outside of my uniform, they always see me inside. So with that being said, I would have my uniform on, and I would just overhear conversations, and sometimes like I knew for a fact that Whit and Cameron both always met up behind the ticket booth. So I would always like, if I saw them going over there, I would like make my way with my customers, take pictures over there by them, so I could overhear their conversations.
Now, did you ever hear any of the conversations Whit Bowman was having with Cameron Poole?
Yes.
What were those conversations?
Well, I heard one on August 29th, and I remember that Whit was telling Cameron about Well, I remember Will was telling Cameron about the park admission breaks and how good they were going and everything, and how she was almost out of her fair share, that she needed to order some more.
Now, was that the only thing you heard?
No. Poole was kind of upset about the situation, and he said that if Bowman, well, he told Bowman that if she really wanted to make this plan work, that she had to step it up.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
Yeah, we're not trying to prove it. This falls under exception, Your Honor. 8033, this tends to show Karen Poole's intent, the state of mind of Cameron Poole.
Respond. No, it does not. The statement goes against the interest of Cameron Poole.
What was the?
It does not go against the interest of Cameron Poole.
Can somebody tell me what she was testifying as to? I'm sorry, it's like really rough to like write and hear and
Witness,
things.
please restate what you just said.
Repeat the question.
Actually, was to explain some of the conversations you were talking with, that you heard between Whit Bowman and Cameron Poole.
Okay. Well, I believe the one on August 29th was talking about the wristbands, as far as Whit Bowman saying that she was running out of her fair share of wristbands and everything, and that she had to order some more within the next week, and then Poole seemed really upset about it. Then that following conversation was stating that Poole was telling Whit Bowman that she had to step her game up, and she had planned this whole thing out, and I guess it wasn't.
So are we objecting to Poole's statement or
Yes.
Bowman's statement?
Poole.
Poole's statement.
Your Honor, under the Midland Rules of Evidence 8033, state of mind, this goes to show Cameron Poole's intent.
If I may, this statement does not go against the interest of Cameron Poole, therefore it is not admissible under the exceptions to rules against hearsay.
Do you have a response, Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Clearly in Rule 8033, provided for you in today's trial, it states that one of the exceptions is state of mind. Specifically, in parentheses, one of the descriptive words is intent. Because it shows Cameron Poole's intent, his plan,
Intend to do what?
the statement was you needed to step your game up in the scheme that we've heard today. So this tends to show that he wanted to step up the operations. Because of that, it falls under this exception of hearsay, 8033.
I'm going to sustain the objection.
I want to transition to August 30th, 2012, Ms. Shelby. Now, what happened, what were you doing on that day?
I was at Rock the World, and I believe I was a mess up. Taking pictures with customers.
Now, did you ever go and spy on Whit Bowman on that day?
Yes, I did. It was one of the last times that I started spying on them.
What did you hear on that day?
Well, I remember it well because actually it was my birthday, August 30th. And I remember Will Bowman talking, or I remember Will Bowman and Cameron Poole talking about how, I remember Will Bowman asking Cameron Poole if he had a knife of some sort, and then Cameron replied no. And then Rick Bowman said, well, I think you're gonna need it for a job.
What else did you hear on August 30th, Ms. Bowman? Ms. Sheldon? If I may, Ms. Sheldon, you said that Cameron and Whit were talking about a knife. Did you see Whit Bowman or Cameron Poole ever holding a knife on that day?
No, Will Bowman said that she was gonna bring it out to Cameron Poole because he didn't have it.
And on August 30th, did Whit Bowman give Cameron Poole the knife in which you were just talking about?
Yes, she did bring it out to him,
Did Whit Bowman and Cameron Poole have any conversations during this exchange?
yes.
Well, what did either of them say?
I believe Will Bowman last statement was that Lawn Street, this serves Lawn Street right. This serves Lawn Street right for the Giddy reserves, in the sense of saying.
Can you repeat that? The members of JD might not have heard you.
Okay, with Bowman told Cameron Poole that this serves Long Street right, so I was saying like another way like he's gonna do what he serves.
Yeah, at this time, no further questions.